Alright, my fellow agents, welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and it is going to be a very busy week here at the channel, my friends, and I say that because today, March 31st, marks the launch of The Division Resurgence. Tomorrow, April 1st, we will get the Year 8 Season 1 live stream from the team over at The Division 2. They'll be talking about some of the other things we can expect to see next season, and even though we do not have confirmation as yet, we should see the start of Year 8 Season 1 this Thursday, April 2nd. Now, with that being said, between now and the end of the week when everything is going to kick off, it's going to be a little bit crazy. I wanted to take a few moments this morning and put together a quick follow-up video to one I posted the other day, as a lot of you have reached out asking me to put together a few different variations of a Heartbreaker build you can use for most things in the game. And that, my friends, is exactly what you're going to get today. Now we're going to jump right into the build breakdown, starting with the specialization. We're using Technician, and the main reason for that is because we have access to the linked laser pointer, and when you have that equipped on any long-barreled weapon, it is automatically going to pulse every single enemy you target, and that comes into play with a talent on our weapon and our gear set. This specialization also gives you access to the Artificer Hive, and that is going to increase your shield efficiency and duration. And always remember, when it comes to the weapons in your skill tree, you need to make sure you activate not only your primary and secondary, but you need to activate the rifle as well, because that will give you access to the linked laser pointer, and again, it's going to make using this build incredibly user-friendly. Now, as far as your primary weapon is concerned, you do have a lot of options. You can see on screen I'm using the Lexington. Some of you may not have this weapon. It is one of those items you have to farm during specific events. I'll talk about that at the end of the video. In the meantime, you could use a Kingbreaker. That's actually what I used in the previous video I posted. You could use a Carbine 7, you can use an M4. Again, the main goal is to have the talent flatline on it. Now, the reason we have chosen that talent is because it is going to amplify weapon damage by 15% to pulsed enemies. After 4 kills, it applies pulse to the next enemy you hit, but that does not concern us because, again, we have that linked laser pointer equipped. My secondary is the Rock and Roll Shotgun. It is a PvP exclusive. You can also get it from name caches. If you don't have this thing, just use a regular ACS-12 because you're using this weapon to build those stacks on Heartbreaker. And as far as the sidearm is concerned, if you have the quick step, I recommend using that. Now, making our way to the gear itself, you can see we're running 3 Heartbreaker 2-unit alloys in the Ninja Bike backpack, and that is what we're starting with. Now, most of you know exactly how this works, but if you don't, you can see it has the talent Resourceful, and that is going to slot in with any equipped gear set and or brand set item to fulfill a requirement towards unlocking a gear set's bonus. And that simply means even though we're only wearing 3 pieces of Heartbreaker, we get the 4-piece bonus, which is what we are targeting. 2 pieces 15% assault rifle and LMG damage, 3 pieces 15% weapon handling. 4 pieces Heartstopper, headshots apply pulse for 5 seconds, and weapon hits on pulsed enemies adds a stack of 1% bonus armor and 1.1% weapon damage, up to 50 stacks. Continuing on to the body armor, it's a 2nd piece of Heartbreaker, and because we are using this gear set's body armor, we have access to the talent max BPM that increases the max stacks for Heartstopper from 50 to 100. Moving on to the holster, it's the first of 2 pieces of unit alloys, but again, because of the Ninja Bike, we do get that 3rd brand set bonus as well. And you can see I'm using the named holster, the Salvo, because of that metal attribute, 5% rate of fire, so just by having this thing equipped, you're getting an extra 10% rate of fire, which is obviously very good. Knee pads are the 2nd piece of unit alloys. You will notice I'm doing my best to stack crit hit chance and crit hit damage everywhere I can. Gloves, we have the 3rd and final piece of Heartbreaker, and we've already talked about the backpack. You already know what that is. Now, as far as my skills are concerned, for both builds, I am using a combination of the Artificer Hive and the Crusader Shield. And now, as promised, I want to show you another variation that I love to run with. And for the record, this is what I'm going to be using in the gameplay footage you're about to see. Now, what I've done is the following. We've switched the backpack to a piece of Heartbreaker. This has the talent Cold. And that is going to increase the bonus armor gain per stack of Heartstopper from 1% to 2%. I've also added the Overdog's gloves to this build. These are easily one of my favorite exotics in the game because of the talent Weakest Link, which, as you can see, amplifies weapon damage by 30% to the lowest ranking enemy currently in combat as per the tier hierarchy. I've then switched the knee pads to a piece of Heartbreaker as well. We're still using the Salvo holster. Last but not least, for those of you out there who may not have any of the exotics I just highlighted, you can see on screen another variation you can put together, and this is what I actually put together the other day in the previous video, but I wanted to show you this version really quick. Again, we're going 4 Heartbreaker 2-unit alloys. Hope this video helped you out, my friends, and as always, questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know, and I'll do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. On that note, I'm going to leave you with some gameplay footage and a few final thoughts. As always, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your incredible continued support. Please let me know of any other questions you have I did not address. Thank you once again for the privilege of your time, and as I mention at the end of every one of these, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone. Hello once again, my fellow agents. I hope you're doing well on this fine day. Alright, so first of all, let's talk about farming the Lexington. Right now in the game, you cannot farm for this weapon. It is only available during special events. And when I say that, I'm talking about winter events, I'm talking about end of season stretch goals, things like that. However, as I said previously, you can use the Kingbreaker, and I used that in the previous build video I posted. That will still get the job done. It has the talent perfect flatline, and I promise to put together a farming video as soon as the Lexington becomes available again, because it's one of those must-have items. We've talked about that multiple times here at the channel. Whenever I post a video that says farm this now, please make sure you farm that item now. The other thing I wanted to address really quick is the specialization, and as you heard me mention in the video, I'm using Technician for the linked laser pointer, but if you happen to be on point with your headshots, you could use a different specialization if you want, because the headshots are also going to pulse enemies. So again, this is more user-friendly for people who may not be the best, at shooting stuff. And I think that's all I got for this video. Now, later today, I should be posting a Division Resurgence video. A lot of you out there have asked me my thoughts on the mobile game. I will be talking about that. And tomorrow, after the live stream takes place via Twitch, I will post a video here just going over everything the game shared with us. And here's to hoping for the best, my friends. That's all I got for this thing. Thank you once again for everything, and I will see you in the next one.
Agent, we need you to stabilize Judiciary Square.